La Yasha'ala, which means to Israel. Right. I imagine Pani Hakudam, which means to rise and face the east. All right. Again, I imagine, which means everyone stands, or Pani Hakudam, which means to face the east. We are going to get into the Lord's Prayer in the English. All right? So like the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, then in English. Abanawi, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shabkat, Yahweh, Malakwatka, Taba'a, Batazaka, Haya, Aisha, Wa'aratazak, Kawa, Haya, Washemayim, Nathananawi, Lakam, Call Yawun, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawak Nawa, Kazalak Nawa, Kabawak Yanawa, Wala'a, Taba'a Nawa, Wanasayawan, Abal, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Wa Allah, Wa Tapara, La Awalamian, Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. Amen. The cock, the power in Hebrew. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Babakashah, Nathananawa. The cock, La Ba'a, Kalmakala, or Kalmadawa, the cock, La Tahar, Hamakazari, the cock, the Hakim, Hamathi, the cock, Arakawath, Hatama'ala, the Garshin, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Wada Aman. The power in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Barak Nanawa, Wayasha'ala, Wahabayah, Saparian, Barak, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Wada Aman. In the English, what we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahushai, bless us in Israel and the school. In the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a, Ayanya, Aharim, Ma'ayan, Yawa'a, Azariah, Ma'ayim, Yahweh, Asha, Shemayim, Wa'aratasa, Ayatham, Lamawats, Regalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayasham, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tizalka, Ayah, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashamach, La'a, Salak, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarak, Layala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar Ahmapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar Tada'athka, Wabawaka, Mayatha, Wa'ai, Iwalam. In the English, I will look up mine eyes unto the hills, from which cometh my help coming from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber, behold. He that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Dam Yalaka, Al-Takarash, Wa-Al-Tashakwa, Al-Kayahana, Al-Wapika, Yahamayawan, Ra'ash, Al-Amaka, Yarayumwa, Sawada, Wayatha Yatazawa, Al-Tatapawanyaka, Amara, Lakawa, Nakakidam, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Shamya Sha'ala, Iwada, Tiya, Nawatazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Aryaka, Barayath, Yakawathwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wayashima Alayam, Mawa'aba, Wargarium, Labal, Waimawan, Waimalak, Palashaf, Amyashabya, Tazabor, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarwa, Lavanya Lawat, Salat, Ashalaham, Kamadian, Kasaya Sara'a, Kayabian, Vanakor, Koyashwa, Nashamatwa, Bayanda Aura, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shatamba, Nada, Yamawa, Kaira, Wakazabat, Wakatazor Manad, Kawanasi Akamba, Ashar, Amara, Narasha, Lanawa, Naawa, Alhayim, Alhaya, Chatamba, Kagogla, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Kaash, Labiria Ira, Sulaka, Labiria Ira, Wakalaba, Alahat, Haryam, Khan, Darkatwa, Vesiraka, Wabasa Wapatka, Dalaham, Mala'a, Tanyaham, Kualawan, Waya Pakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya Bahova, Ayai, Waya Kaparwa, Waya Abadwa, Waya Na'aiwa, Kaya Atha, Shamka, Yahawa, Labatka, Awiwan, Al Kaharakasa. In the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off of being a nation, that the name of Yasha'Allah may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and Hagarians, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, the inhabitants of Tyre, Ashur also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kisan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth, making numbers like a rib, and like Zeb, yea, are the princes as Sabah and as Amunah, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession, O my power, making like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let us be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let us be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. All right. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the church of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force the riches into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and the drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Positive Kamikaze, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, works of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airwaves, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way, or try to stop us to broadcast your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shut the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai, Michael, and Gabriel come down with flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that is the angels have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you always. So be it. All right, so sorry, which means to turn. All right, Yeshabia, which needs to be seated. All right. All right, there we go. All right, first, I want to say shalom. Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah Barakatah to the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shamar Alatah Bashim Al-Shah to the sisters. All right. This is the Israelite School, UPK, otherwise University of Practical Knowledge, Minnesota. All right, Sabbath service every Saturday, Lord allow. And of course, today we are going to finish off where we left off as far as the book of Numbers. All right. As always, if anybody has any questions or concerns, you can type it into the chat. We do accept questions. We are not the Christian church where you ask the questions and they do not get to the answers, okay, or give you any answers for that matter. All right. So, again, if anybody has any questions or concerns, please type it into the chat. So, as we all know, the Sabbath service in Israelite culture is a ceremony where all of Israel, Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, so-called, we come together and we go over our tradition of learning our native tongue, which is the ancient Paleo Hebrew, otherwise known as the Lashawan Kodash, all right, the Holy Tongue. And we get into, breaking down the scriptures in our native tongue, which we are going to do today. And of course, how it will go is the mother's responsibility or the woman's responsibility was to teach the young children, especially the young men, how to, speak in their language. So when they came to class, they'll have the opportunity to come up and speak in their language in front of the entire congregation or class, so to speak, all right, in front of all their peers. So that's the Sabbath service, all right? And then also, too, don't forget that tomorrow is the Feast of Hanukkah, otherwise known as the Feast of Dedication. Okay, that is tomorrow at 7 sundown. And we are going to get into the whole history of the victory that Israel had over our enemies. Okay, which is a very, very pivotal, very inspirational story if you are a so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, especially in the times of what's happening right now with ICE raiding, not only the so-called immigrants, right? The ones that they call the immigrants, the Hispanics, but also, other Black tribes, other Hispanic tribes. You know what I mean? Like, not only are the immigrants being affected, you have the Haitians, you have African Americans, so on and so forth within the nation of Israel that are being affected. I'm not speaking about the Somalians. The Somalians are not related or family to so-called African Americans or the Hispanics, okay? That's a different class for another day. So, let's see here. Okay. All right, so let's jump right into it, okay? First things first, we are going to start off with the Hebrew, and then we are going to get into the English, all right? Give me 1 second. Okay. Y'all bear with me. Give me 1 moment. Hold on, y'all. Slap. Give me 1 second here. All right, I'm back, y'all. Salaki for that. So we are gonna leave off. We are gonna get back to where we left off of in Numbers, the 3rd chapter. All right. So we are in Numbers chapter 3, verse 33. Okay. And let's get into the Hebrew first, and then we are going to translate it into the actual English. That's the definition of speaking in tongues. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's get it. Boom, 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 boom. All right. $33 and $39. All right, this is Numbers chapter 3, verse 33. La Maria, Masha Pukath, Hamakoya, Wa Masha Pukath, Hamawasha, Allah, Masha Pukath, Mararia, Shalakia, Mararia, verse 34. Wapaquad Yahum. Wapaquad Yahum. Wamasapar. Ka'al. Zakar. Mabun. Kadash. Wamaila. Wamaila. Shashath. Alpayum. Wamaathia. Verse 35. Wanashiash. Vayath. Abba. Bamashapukath. Mararia. All right. Tazar war Ya'ar. Tazar war Salahid. Tazar war Ya'ar. Bun. Abayaki Al. Yarak. Hamashakan. Yakanwa. Tazapan. Salahid. Tazapana. Verse 36. Wapa Quadath. Mashmarath. Banya. Maria. Kodash. Hamashakan. Wabarayak Yawa. Wabar Yarak Yawa. Wa'ai Mad Yawa. Wa'ai Mad Yawa. Wahadanya. Wahadanya Yawa. Wakal. Ka'al Yawa. Wakal. Abadathwa. Verse 37. Wa'amatya. Hakatazar. Sabayab. Wa'adanyahum. Wayadatham. Wamathar Yahum. Wamathar Yahum. Verse 38. Wakanyam. Lapanya. Hamashakan. Quadama. Lapanya. Ahol. Mawa'ai. Mazarak. Mashah. Waharan. Wabanyawa. Shamariam. Mashamarath. Hamakodash. Lamashamaras. Banya. Yasha'ala. Wahazar. Hakarab. Wayamath. 39. Ka'al. Pakawatya. Halayawam. Ashar. Pukwad. Mashah. Waharan. Al. Paya. Yahweh. Lamashapakatham. Ka'al. Zakar. Mabun. Kadash. Waimala. Shanyam. Wa'ashariam. Allah. And that's it on that part. Slap it up. All right. Okay, so that's going to be Numbers chapter 33 all the way to verse 39. All right. All right, let's go into the actual English and see what it's talking about. Okay. This is Numbers chapter 3, verse 33. Of Merari was the family of the Mahlites and the family of the Mushites. These are the families of Merari. So if you do not know from last time you had Sabbath service, right? What you saw is that it was running down the number of men for each tribe when it came to the nation of the nation of Israel. So the number of men from each tribe of the nation of Israel. Now we are looking at the sons or the generation is running down the lineage of certain people in the Bible. Okay. And so this is kind of where we left off of. So if you have not read all the way from Numbers chapter 3, all the way from verse 1 to 32, I would advise to go back, and it's just going to run down the generations, the lineage, so on and so forth of the sons of these other men. Okay, up until now. Verse 34, and those that were numbered of them according to the number of all males from a month old and upward were 6,200. 35. And the chief of the house of the father of the families of Merari was Zerel, the son of Abihail. These shall pitch on the side of the tabernacle northward. So now again, there are men that are being these are men that are being positioned in place to watch over the tabernacle. And this is very important too, because tomorrow when we go into the Feast of Tabernacle, we are going to describe something very similar as far as the history, the story of how the Feast of Dedication or how Hanukkah came about. So there's history with every feast day that we celebrate according to the Most High, according to Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. All right. Verse 36. And under the custody and charge of the sons of Merari shall be the boards of the tabernacle, and the bars thereof, and the pillars thereof, and the sockets thereof, and all the vessels thereof, and all that serveth thereto. 37. And the pillars of the court round about, and their sockets, and their pins, and their cords. 38. But those that encamp before the tabernacle toward the east, even before the tabernacle of the congregation eastward, shall be Moses, and Aaron and his sons, keeping the charge of the sanctuary for the charge of the children of Israel, and the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. Yeah. So this is talking about, and I did mention that these certain people that is mentioned in the Bible, there would be a certain group of people that's going to be in charge of the north side, the east side, the south side, the west side, all right, of this tabernacle. Different sides of this tabernacle, right? And based on which side, there are people being positioned round about this place for what purpose? Safety. All right. A tabernacle is a dwelling place. It is a establishment. It is a dwelling place, a house, for example, right? I'm going to give out examples. It's a place where, there is like for example, the Vatican. The Vatican would be like the tabernacle of, I believe that's in Russia, because it's a place that is a sanctuary, that is sacred. There is valuables, all right, that have to be protected. And it is the same thing, the same very thing when it comes to the Most High and his, and his dwelling place. There are valuables here in our UPK. Now the tabernacle would be our headquarters in the UPK. All right, we have valuables. It is our sanctuary. The people are valuable, to be exact. And the things in it are very valuable as well. And if you don't understand what that means, you want to come join the UPK. Because just looking outside of the UPK, you won't understand what I'm saying. But in the UPK, we have something very valuable. Like the time of Moses and Aaron, we know those things that were valuable inside of that tabernacle because it speaks about it in previous books leading up to this one. If you go back to the classes, the Sabbath services from months ago, I'll say about the last, 3 months, you will start to see, let me see. I would say if you go back in the last 4 or 5 months, you will start to see what we spoke about that was valuable inside of the tabernacle, inside of the sanctuary. All right, let's keep going. And now I'm saying all that to say, like today in the ISUPK, we are the new tabernacle. All right, we are the sanctuary. I can't speak for anybody else outside of these walls. But however, the UPK, we have something valuable here. And if you don't understand that, I mean, you're just outside looking in. You might want to come join our, 90-day program to see for yourself what that valuable thing is. We don't expose all of our valuables to the world. You got to come and find out for yourself. And it's no secret. It's just, you can't give out all of your spoils to everybody. People have to come and see what it is. All right, Salakia. Hey, Most High Christ, hey, Shalom, what's going on? How you doing? Man, it's good to hear from you. So in the UPK, we have valuables. We have spoils that not everybody can, see and know. That's why in the UPK, man, we have something very important, something that everybody else doesn't have. And I can just, come right out and tell you about it. But once again, we have a 90-day program. You got to come to see, because it's hard to see when you're just watching online, when you're just, looking outside in. You know what I mean? So, it's better that you come to the cookout. It's better that you come to class. It's better that you get acquainted and see for yourself what the UPK has to offer and why. Just like Moses and Aaron had that protection as far as the tabernacle, we have the same thing over here. But back to the point, when it says in verse 38, right, towards the last part, and it says, shall be Moses and Aaron and his sons keeping the charge of the sanctuary, for the charge of the children of Israel, and the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. Now the reason why those strangers, those strangers or those people that do not belong, that would be unalive, that come near that tabernacle, is because of, it's a safety thing, man. You can't let everybody in here. You can't let everybody, round about. That's why, once again, the Most High, his nation is set up for people who are separate. You can't be joining everybody. Everybody doesn't have your best interests. If we were to have Edomites into this congregation, into this school, what would happen. All hell would break loose. And we saw examples of that. If you look at the purple lads, right? Those purple cats, they are a great example of what happens when you let strangers near your house, near your tabernacle. Things go wrong. When you let strangers into your home, it's no longer a home. It's not a place of the Lord to begin with. The Most High is a God of separation, all right? Separation. He does not include any and all people. All right, you got to be from the tribe. You got to be from the nation of Israel in order to be up in here and to receive that protection, to receive that love. All right, and we'll definitely touch more on that tomorrow, because once again, tomorrow is the Feast of Dedication, otherwise known as Hanukkah. All right, let's keep going. Verse 39. All that were numbered of the Levites, which Moses and Aaron numbered at the commandment of the Lord, throughout their families, all the males from a month old and upward were 22,000. Okay, so once again, it's numbering these men that are going to be protecting of the tabernacle. All right, let's keep going, because there's a little bit more I want to dive into on that topic. All right, so let's go back into the Hebrew and bear with me real quick. Salaki, y'all bear with me real quick. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, con. All right, most high in Christ. All right. So now let's go. Let's go into the Hebrew verses 40 all the way to 46. All right. All right. This is Numbers chapter 3, verse 40. Wa Amar Yahweh Al Mashah Baquad Ka'al Bakar Zakar Labanya Yasha'ala Maban Kadash Wamayala Washa'a Ath Masapar Shamathim. Verse 41. Walakwak Ath Halawayam Laya Anya Yahweh Takath Ka'al Bakar Wabanya Yasha'ala Wa'ath Bahamath Halawayim Takath Ka'al Bakawar Babahama Banya Yasha'ala. Verse 42. Wayapakwa Mashah Kashar Tazawa'a Yahweh Athwa Ath Ka'al Bakar Wabanya Yasha'ala. 43. Wahaya Ka'al Bakawar Zakar Wamasapar Shamawath Maban Kadash Waimala La Paquat Yaham Shanyam Washarim Alap Shalasha Washabayim Wama'athiam. Verse 44. Wayadabar Yahweh Al Mashah La'amar. Verse 45. Quak Ath Halawayim Takath Ka'al Bakawar Babanya Yasha'ala Wa'ath Bahamath Halawayim Takat Bamatham Wahaya Laya Halawim Anya Yahweh. Verse 46. Wa'ath Payaya Hashalash Shalake Hashalasha Wahashabayim Wahama'athiam Ha'aidapiam Al Halawiyam Mabakawar Banya Yasha'ala. So like, let me see. And that was it on that one. Clap it up. All right, that was it on that. Let's go back into the English. All right. This is Numbers chapter 3, verse 40. All right. Slide, give me 1 second here. All right. This is Numbers chapter 3, verse 40. And the Lord said unto Moses, number all the firstborn of the males of the children of Israel, from a month old and upward, and take the number of their names. 41. And thou shalt take the Levites for me, I am the Lord, instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites, instead of all the firstling among the cattle of the children of Israel. Verse 42. And Moses numbered as the Lord commanded him all the firstborn among the children of Israel, 43. And all the firstborn males by the number of names from a month old and upward, of those that were numbered of them, were 22,213. Verse 44. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take the Levites instead of the firstborn, take the Levites instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites instead of their cattle, and the Levites shall be mine. I am the Lord. Now I'm going to explain all of this, the reason why the Most High chose to take the firstborn among the children of Israel, right? Take the Levites. The reason why he took the Levites instead of the firstborn among the children of Israel, right? Verse 46. And for those that are to be redeemed of the 213 of the firstborn of the children of Israel, which are more than the Levites, right? So let me break it down, okay? So the total of the number of the firstborn males exceeded the number of the Levites by 273, right? So in order to redeem those 200 or extra 273 firstborn men, a ransom price of 5 shekels each was paid to the priest, demonstrating that life and service belong to the Most High. Okay, it's like it. Most High in Christ, kind of. All right. So I'm saying it again, right? So, all of this demonstrated, right? All of this demonstrated. So the key theme of this chapter, or the point of this, is to understand that the Most High taking the entire tribe of Levites as a substitute for the firstborn males of all the other Israelite tribes, was for the purpose of demonstrating life and service being to the Most High. Okay, because if you look at earlier in the chapters, the Levites were put on the side to do protection for the tabernacle. All right, so now we're seeing a switch as far as the duties. Understand that in the work of the Lord, your orders can always change, right? Which is understandable. Your job as a priest is to, once you get these orders, you follow through. All right. When any type of ranking system, you are going to have duties. We have a famous quote in the UK is to hold your post. Your duty may be to, protect, the classroom for a time. Your duty may be to teach for a time, but now eventually, over time that can change. Okay. That is very normal. It's very normal where your duties can change. All right. But now but however, what you don't want to change is the doctrine. You don't want to change what the Bible is telling you, what the Bible has always said. All right. Because when you look at the Old Testament, the New Testament, and the Apocrypha, it all reiterates the same exact thing. The men before them, the men after them, they all say the same thing, because it goes back to the beginning of when the Most High gave us the laws, gave us the statutes, gave us the commandments. And that's what we are seeing right here, right now. Okay. So let me see. Okay. Right. All right. So now I'm done with that. Let's go ahead and get back into the Hebrew as we get into the 4th chapter. All right. 47. All right. Let's get back to it. This is Numbers chapter 3, verse 47. Walakwak, Kamashath, Shakwalim, Lagal Galath, Bashakwal, Hakodash, the Quath, Ashariam, Garah, Hashaqual, verse 48, Wanathath, Hakasap, Laharan, Balabanyawah, Padawayaya, Hadapathium. Baham, verse 49. Wayakwak, Mashah, Ath, Kasat, Hypayuam, Ma'ath, Hadadathium, Al, Pawayaya, Salai, Pawayaya, Halawanium, verse 50. Ma'ath, Bakawar, Banya, Yasha'ala, Laquak, Ath, Hakasat, Kamashah, Wa Shashayim, Wa Shalash, Mawa'ath, Wa'ala, Wa Shakwal, Hakadash, verse 51. Wayathan, Mashah, Ath, Kasat, Hapadim, Laharan, Walabanyawa, Al, Hadya, Yahweh, Kashar, Tazawa, Yahweh, Ath, Mashah. Numbers chapter 4, verse 1. Wayadabar, Yahweh, Al, Mashah, Wa'al, Haran, Lamar, verse 2. Nashah, Ath, Ra'ash, Banya, Quaham, it's like Quahath, Mathawak, Banya, Lawiya, Lawaya, La Mashapakatham, Labiyath, Abatham. And that's it on that part. Just clap it up. All right there, right? All right, Most High in Christ. All right, let's go ahead and keep it going. All right, so, all right, that was the Hebrew. So now we are going to transition from chapter 3 to going into chapter 4, right? All right, so this is Numbers chapter 3, verse 47. Thou shalt even take 5 shekels apiece by the pole. After the shekel of the sanctuary shalt thou take them. The shekel is 20 gerahs. So 20 shekels of gerahs is the currency. The gerahs is the currency. All right, like the currency of the U.S. today it's called a dollar. It's called the U.S. dollar to be example, right? I mean, for example. Verse 48. And thou shalt give the money wherewith the odd number of them is to be redeemed unto Aaron and to his sons. 49. And Moses took the redemption money of them that were over and above them that were redeemed by the Levites. 50. Of the firstborn of the children of Israel took he the money, 1,365 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary. 51. And Moses gave the money of them that were redeemed unto Aaron and to his sons, according to the word of the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. Numbers chapter 4, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, verse 2, take the sum of the sons of Kohath from among the sons of Levi, after their families, by the house of their fathers. So we are going to stop there. So I kind of jumped the gun where I said that, the Levites were taken instead of the firstborn of the children of Israel. And because of that, there was a exchange. There was money involved for this, all right? Understand, when it comes to war, when it comes to battle and all of that stuff, like, there's money involved, all right? Things, because, that's not free. Someone's services is not free, okay? So money was involved for this service. And all this is, being orchestrated by the Most High, okay? All right, so, boom, boom, boom. Give me 1 second here. Let's see, 5, 4, 9, 15. All right, 9. Give me 1 moment, Bob Bashar. Okay, now it's 30, and it's all number. Okay, yeah. Those, Okay. Most High in Christ. All right. This is Numbers chapter 4, verse 3. Mabun, Shalashim, Shana, Waimala, Wa'ai, Bun, Kamashim, Shana, Kol, Ba'a, Latata Ba'a, La Aishawath, Malaka, Ba'ahol, Mawa'ai, verse 4, Za'ath, Abadath, Vanya, Kwahath, Ba'ahol, Mawa'ai, Kodash, HaKodashim, verse 5, Wawa'a, Aharon, Wabanyawa, Vanasai, Hamakana, Waharatwa, Ath, Harakath, Hamasak, Wakasawa, Ba'a, Ath, Aran, Hayadath, verse 6, Wana Tanwa, Natanwa, Alyawa, Kasayawa, it's like Kasawaya, I wore, the Kash, Waparashwa, Bagad, Ka'ayah, Takalath, Mala, Slaka, Mala, Ma'ala, Washamwa, Badyawa, verse 7, Wa'al, Shalakan, Hapanyam, Yaparashwa, Bagad, Takalath, Wanathanwa, Alyawa, Ath, Hakorath, Wa'ath, Hakapath, Wa'ath, Hamana Koyath, Wa'ath, Kwashawath, Hanasak, Walakam, Hatamayad, Alyawa, Yahaya, verse 8, Yaparashwa, Ayaham, Bagad, Thawaliath, Shanya, Wakasawa, Athwa, Vamakasa, I wore, the Kash, Washamwa, Ath, Badyua, verse 9, last verse, Walakwakwa, Bagad, Thakalath, Wakasawa, Ath, Manarath, Slaka, Hamawa'ar, Wa'ath, Narathia, Wa'ath, Malakwakia, Wa'ath, Makaathia, Wa'ath, Ka'al, Kaya, Mashana, Ashar, Yasharathwa, La'a, or La, Baham, and Sharath. And that's it on that. Let's clap it up. All right. Let's keep it going here. All right, this is Numbers chapter 4, verse 3. From 30 years old and upward, even until 50 years old, all that enter into the host to do the work in the tabernacle of the congregation. 4. This shall be the service of the sons of Kohath, in the tabernacle of the congregation, about the most holy things. 5. And when the camp settled forward, Aaron shall come and his sons, and they shall take down the covering veil, and cover the ark of testimony with it. 6. And shall put thereon the covering of badgers' skins, and shall spread over it a cloth wholly of blue, and shall put in the staves thereof. 7. Upon the table of showbread they shall spread a cloth of blue, and put thereon the dishes and the spoons and the bowls, and covers to cover withal. And the continual bread shall be thereon. 8. And they shall spread upon them a cloth of scarlet, and cover the same with the covering of badgers' skins, and shall put in the staves thereof. 9. And they shall take a cloth of blue, and cover the candlestick of the lights, and his lamps, and his tongs, and his snuff dishes, and all the oil vessels thereof, wherewith they minister unto it. Now, this is all speaking about how they are moving, or transporting and traveling with the valuables of the tabernacle. It mentioned the Ark of the Covenant, the oil vessels, what else? The staffs, the showbread. Let me see. So on and so forth. And they covered it, to wrap it up, perfectly to where it's covered and it won't get damaged. All right. And another thing too that you're going to find out is the reason why it's covered. Okay. Once again, you can't just expose all your valuables and your goods to everybody. You got to leave a little bit of mystery. Okay. Not everybody should know what you have. Meaning this, right? I like to use this example all the time. All valuables should be wrapped up and protected in some way, some fashion, some form, right? And it should be put up in a place where not everybody has access to. So for the topic of, let's say, woman, for example, right? A woman should not expose herself. Clothes are there for a reason. In 2025, it seems like there is minimal clothing on women and men, but especially women, because there is a big, trend that's been going around for such a long time that needs to die down, that needs to completely just be out of here. There's a trend where women being sexualized is liberating. There's nothing liberating about a woman exposing herself. We understand that you are a woman, but you don't have to expose your body to any and everybody. All right. You sexualizing yourself comes from trauma. All right. If you do not know, sexualizing yourself for anyone or anything comes from trauma. There are many different forms of it. But now, however, like a woman, she should be her body should be a mystery to men. All men should not know how she looks undressed. The only one that should know how a woman looks undressed is her man, not everybody else. Her man. Now, I ain't saying you got to be dressed up in a ninja suit. You got to be, in an astronaut suit. But you have to have modesty about the way you wear your clothes. the way you think, the way you speak. Because a lot of times, women always talk about men want this, men want that. I mean, you show them everything that they want. And you are not precious when you are spoiling all of your goods and showing all of your goods to everybody. You're not special. You're not valuable because everyone has seen your value. And now, because everyone has seen it, it holds no value. I pray you understand. I'll keep it at that, keep it short. Let's keep going. Let's see. 10 to 16. So we got 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, and then 3. Cool. All right. Let's get back into the Hebrew. This is Numbers chapter 4, verse 10. Mm-hmm. All right. So this is Numbers chapter 4, verse 10. And it reads again. Wa Nathanwa, Atha, Wa Ath, Ka'al, Kaya, Al, Makasa, I wore, the Kash, Wa Nathanwa, Al, Hamawat. Verse 11. Wa'al, Mazabak, Hazahab, Hazahab, Yaparashwa, Bagad, Thakalath, Wakasaya, Wakasawa, Afwa, Wamakasa, I wore, the Kash, Washamwa, Ath, Vadyua, verse 12, Walakwakwa, Ath, Ka'al, Kaya, Hasharath, Ashar, Yasharathwa, Bum, Bakodash, Wa Nathanwa, Al, Bagad, Thakalath, Wakasawa, our thumb, Bamasaka, I wore, the Kash, Wa Nathanwa, Al, Hamawat, there we go, Hamawat, verse 13. Wadashanwa, Ath, Hamazabak, Waparashwa, Alyua, Bagad, Aragaman, verse 14. Wanathanwa, Alyua, Ath, Ka'al, Kalyua, Ashar, Yasharathwa, Alyua, Bahum, Ath, Hamakatham, it's like Hamakathath, Ath, Salaki, give me 1 second. Hamazalagath. What thought? It's like Wa'ath. Hayayim. Wa'ath. Hamazaraquath. Ka'al. Kaya. Hamazabak. Yaparashwa. Alyua. Kasawaya. I wore, the Kash, Washamwa, Badyua, verse 15. Wakala, Aharon, Wabanyawa, Lakasath, Ath, Hakodash, Wa'ath, Ka'on, Koya, Hakadash, Banasai, Hamakana, Wakar, it's like Wakaria, Bun or Kun, Yaba'awan, Banya, Kwahath, Lasha'ath, Wala'ah, Yagaiwa, Al, Hakodash, Wamathwa, Allah, Masha'ah, Banya, Kwahath, Ba'ahol, Mawa'ai. Verse 16, last verse. Salaki, Wa, Ha, Wa, Parakwa, Salaki, Wa Pa, Quadath, Ala Izar, Bun, Aharon, Hakahan, Shaman, Hamawar. Waka Salaki. Wa Tarath. Wa Tarath. Hasamyam. There we go. Hasamyam. Wa Ma Salaki. Wa Ma Nakath. Wa Ma Nakath. Hatamayad. Washaman. Hamashikath. Hakodath. Ka'al. Hamashikan. Wakal. Ashar. Bawa. Vakodash. Wabakwalyawa. And that's it on that one. Slap it up. All right. All right. Let's get back to it. We almost done here. Let's see. Numbers chapter 4, verse 14. No, it's like it. Numbers chapter 4, verse 10. And they shall put it in all the vessels thereof within a covering of badgers' skins, and shall put it upon a bar. Now, if no one knows what a badger skin is, right? Let me show you, or let me explain it. So, as you know, a badger is a skin of an animal. All right. So, let me show you real quick. So you know how with any animal, right? With animals, we have leather, we have leather skin, lamb skin, and all the sheep skin, all these different types of skins that come from animals, stuff like that. So a badger is an animal, right? And the skin of the badger was used to cover the valuables that were inside of the tabernacle. All right. So the tabernacle. So once again, like the Ark of the Covenant, the oil vessels. The staves. Staves is the long sticks that have the registry of the tribes or the registry of that man. So for example, like myself, my name is Maccabiah, right? So my tribe and nation in Hebrew, my name, tribe, and nation would be, or registry would be Maccabiah Ban Yehowadah Ban Yasha'ala. So on a staff is like a long wooden stick. And you write on it, you carve in your registry, your name, your nation, your tribe. Okay, those are staffs. And by the way, the valuables that were inside of the tabernacle were not something that you buy off of a Temu, something that you buy off of Amazon, something that you walk into a store and grab. These were items of valuables that were handmade, crafted, and created by the hands of the people of the nation of Israel. And, that's all the way back. Once again, those classes are 4 or 5 months ago when we were in the book of Leviticus and the book of Exodus as well. Okay. And we talked about how a lot of these valuables that we are reading about right now in the book of Numbers were spoken about and created in the book of Leviticus and Exodus. And now they are being wrapped up because why? They are being wrapped up and traveled to another location. Okay? And once again, we had a ranking system on how these things were going to be moved and transported. Okay? Let's keep going. Verse 11. And upon the golden altar they shall spread a cloth of blue. We had a golden altar that was made in the likeness and that was made unto the Lord. All right. A cloth of blue, and cover it with a covering of badger skin, and shall put the staves thereof. 12. And they shall take all the instruments of ministry wherewith they minister in the sanctuary, and put them in a cloth of blue, and cover them with a covering of badger skins, and shall put them on a bar. 13. And they shall take away the ashes from the altar, and spread a purple cloth thereon. 14. And they shall put upon it the vessels thereof, wherewith they minister about it, even the censers, the flesh hooks, and the shovels, and the basins, all the vessels of the altar. And they shall spread upon it a covering of badger skins, and put the staffs of it. 15. And when Aaron and his sons have made an end of covering the sanctuary, and all the vessels of the sanctuary, as the camp is to set forward, after that, the sons of Kohath shall come to bear it, but they shall not touch any holy thing, lest they die. These things are the burden of the sons of Kohath in the tabernacle of the congregation. Now, it's going to explain why someone could die if they touch, these honorable things in the sanctuary. Verse 16. And to the office of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, and the priest pertaineth the oil for the light, and the sweet incense, and the daily meat offering, and the anointing oil, and the oversight of all the tabernacle, and of all that therein is, and the sanctuary, and the vessels thereof. Now, as we get down to the later in the chapter, it's going to explain why you can't just go ahead and touch these things in the altar. These things in the sanctuary. All right. Just give me one moment. So we are done with that. We are going to move on to verses 17 to 23 in the Hebrew. Let me see. Okay. All right. All right. Now I'm going to go back into the Hebrew, which is going to be, again, Numbers chapter 17 all the way to 23. All right. Just give me one moment. Let me check something here. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. All right. All right. This is Numbers chapter 4, verse 17. Wayadabar, Yahweh, Al, Mashah, Wa'al, Aharon, La'amar, verse 18. Al, the Karyathwa, Ath, Shabbat, Mashah, Pakath, Hakwahathia, Mathawat, Halawayam, verse 19. Waza'ath, Aishwa, Laham, Wakaya, Wala'ah, Yamathwa, Baga, Shatham, Ath, Kodash, Hakodashim, Aharon, Wabanyawa, Yaba'awa, Washamwa, Awatham, Ayash, Al, Abidathwa, Wa'al, Masha'awa. Verse 20, Wala'a, Yawa'awa, Lara Awath, Kabbalai, Hakudash, Wamathwa. Verse 21, Wayatabar, Yahweh, Al Mashah, La Amar. Verse 22, Nasha'ah, Ath, Ra'ash, Banya, Garashwan, Gum, Hum, Labayath, Abathum, Lamasha Pathim. Verse 23, Maban, Shalashathium, Shana. Why Malah? I, Bun, Kamashim, Shana, Tapakwai, Awatham, Ka'ol, Haba'ah, Latazaba'ah, Latazaba'ah, Tazaba'ah, La'abad, Abadah, Salaki, Ba'apol, Mawa'ai, and that's it on that. Slap it up. All right. Let's keep it going. All right, this is Numbers chapter 14. I'm sorry, Numbers chapter 4, verse 17. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, 18, cut ye not off the tribe of the families of the Kohathites from among the Levites. 19, but thus do unto them that they may live and not die. When they approach unto the most holy things, Aaron and his sons shall go in and appoint them every one to his service and to his burden. 20, but they shall not go in to see when the holy things are covered, lest they die. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, take also the sum of the sons of Gershon throughout the houses of their fathers by their families. Now, let me see, but they shall not go in to see when the holy things are covered. Okay, yeah, so when it talks about the items being covered, right? So these men have a service and a burden to watch over these valuables that are going to be in the tabernacle. But however, these items have to be covered because just a few verses ago, these items were covered, but they cannot go in to the tabernacle, and these things are, not covered, meaning that they are exposed. All right, let's keep going. All right, verse 21. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, take also the sum of the sons of Gershon throughout the houses of their fathers by their families. Verse 23, from 30 years old and upward unto 50 years old shalt thou number them, all that enter into the all that enter in to perform the service, to do the work in the tabernacle of the congregation. All right. So once again, they have orders and duties of the sons of the Kohathites of Levi, right? And the sons of Gershon to go into the tabernacles. They have duties, they have orders of what to do. They have appointed to protect the valuables of the tabernacles. Once again, the Ark of the Covenant, the staves, the showbread. It mentions something else here. The oil vessels, like for the Sabbath service, right? We have items on the table. We have the scrolls, we have the horn, we have the menorah, otherwise known as the menorah. We have the chalice, we have the showbread, we have the swords. You know what I mean? Like we have items that belong into a tabernacle, a dwelling place of the Lord. And, these items are of the Lord, and they must be protected at all times and all costs. Everything that you see that we do in the UPK is not small. All right? It's not small. It's very big. It means a lot to the Most High. All right? All the things that we do in the UPK is because of the orders that come down from the Most High. All right? And once again, we are just like the angels are messengers. They send out messages, they give out orders, and they receive orders, right? We are the same way as far as doing the work of the Lord, okay? Like everything right here, like everything must be spotless, clean, professional, no stains, like no blemishes. Like everything regarding the Most High and the work of the Lord must be perfect. It can't be 50-50. It can't be, 20%. It can't be 30%. It has to be 1,000% right. Okay? You can't be half-assed about this job and about this duties. And the reason why is too because of this, right? Like, look at the Secret Service as far as the White House. They have to be spot on. Why? Because there are people that want to attack Trump, want to attack the staff and this, that, and the third. There's danger all sides that want to harm this man, right? Or any president for that matter. Because of the things that they say, it's controversial. It stirs up madness. Not everybody agrees. Some people can say this person is saying all the right things. And then the next person can say otherwise. But however, there has to be protection. And in this chapter, it's speaking heavily about the protection of these items, of these valuables that belong to the Most High, belong to the sanctuary, belong to this tabernacle. And that's really the spirit of this chapter. All right. So if y'all give me one moment, give me like 30 seconds, all right? I gotta do something real fast. Y'all bear with me. That's the spirit of that, okay? Let's keep it going. All right. So that was it on 23. Now we're gonna get into verse 24 all the way to verse 30. And then we are gonna, be done with that. All right. Again, do not forget that tomorrow is the Feast of Dedication, otherwise known as Hanukkah, which we are going to celebrate tomorrow. All right, at sundown. Okay. If you are in the St. Paul, Minnesota area, this is our number. Let me put it right here. This is how you can contact us, all right? This is our number on the screen. If you want to contact and come to the Feast of Dedication, which is tomorrow at 7, all right? All Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are allowed to the feast days, allowed to the cookouts. If you are not a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you are not allowed inside of our, sanctuary. I pray you understand. Otherwise, that is our phone number. If you want to contact us for any and all things regarding the school, council, food, so on and so forth. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's go back into the Hebrew. Numbers chapter 4, verse 24. Za'ath, Abadath, Vashapakath, Hagarashia, Laibad, Wala Mashah, verse 25. Wanasha'awa, Ath, Yariath, Hamashakan, Wa'ath, Ahom, Mawa'ai, Makasawa, Wamakasa, Hatakash, Ashar, Alyawa, Mala, Mayala, Wa'ath, Masak, Pathak, Ahom, Mawa'ai. Verse 26, Wa'ath, Polaya, Hakatazar, Wa'ath, Masak, Pathak, Sha'ar, Hakatazar, Ashar, Al, Hamashakan, Wa'al, Hamazabak, Sabiyah, Wa'ath, Mayathariahum, Wa'ath, Ka'ol, Kalya, Abathum, Wa'ath, Kol, Ashar, Yaisha, Lahum, Wa'ibadwa. Verse 27, Al, Payah, Aharan, Wa'abanyawa, Thahaya, Ka'ol, Abadas, Vanya, Hagarashia, Lakol, Masham, Walakol, Ibatham, Wapakwatham, Alham, Mashamarath, Ath, Ka'ol, Masha'am. Verse 28, Za'ath, Abadath, Mashapakath, Vanya, Hagarashia, Bahom, Mawa'ai, Wamasharatham, Bayad, Ayathamar, Bun, Aharan, Hakahan. Verse 29, Vanya, Mariah, Lamashapakathium, Labayath, Abathum, Bapaquad, Athum. Verse 30, last verse, Mabun, Shalashathium, Shana, Wamayala, Wa'ai, Bun, Hakamashim, Shana, Tapaquatum. Sorry. Yeah, that's it. Ka'ol, Haba'ah, Latazabaya. Sorry. Latazaba'ah, La'abad, As, Abadas, Ahom, Mawa'ai. And that's it on that. Let's clap it up. All right, let's finish off this last 7 verses, and then we are going to get out of here and get into the Hebrew. Get into the prayers. All right. This is Numbers chapter 4, verse 7. This is Numbers chapter 4, verse 24. This is the service of the families of the Gershonites to serve and for burdens. 25. And they shall bear the curtains of the tabernacle and the tabernacle of the congregation, his covering, and the covering of the badger skins that is above upon it, and the hanging for the door, and the tabernacle of the congregation. 26. And the hanging of the court, and the hanging of the door of the gate of the court, which is by the tabernacle and by the altar round about, and their cords, and all the instruments of their service, and all that is made for them, so they shall serve. So what it's saying is the Gershonites' responsibilities is going to be, certain parts of the tabernacle. So for example, it mentions the curtains and mention all the instruments that are used round about. Instruments as, I don't want to make this sound like a Christian church type of thing, because in the tabernacle, we have instruments, like actual musical instruments, right? Because King David played instruments. There are other prophets and priests where, you will hear about them playing music, all right? And these are not like gospel songs and stuff like that, but like the book of Psalms are songs, if that makes sense, right? The book of Psalm, there are actual prayers and songs to the Most High, all right? And so we had instruments. We were not playing the tambourine. No one's playing with the triangle and all the gospel music that we see today in the church. Because in Christianity, it's all about music. Like every time they mention God, every time they pull a scripture, what do you hear? The music in the background. That's not the Bible. Okay? Because you can't tell me that in the Bible, the whole Bible is all about music. It's all about, prosperity and the one-on-one relationship with God and things of that sort. Like, no. This Bible is very thorough. It's very detailed. It's so much more than what the church is showing you. The church is giving you a feel-good type of moment. When the Bible is bittersweet, these stories are not rainbows of sunshine and always good. There are stories in here in the Bible that are, that you should really take note of and apply to your life so that way it don't happen to you. There are horrible, horrible stories, or horrible things within the stories that happen to brothers and sisters in the scriptures. That's what I'm saying, right? There are terrible instances, all right, that happen to people. Tomorrow, once again, the Feast of Dedication, we are going to dive into a story that is absolutely horrific. You know what I mean? And there is no music that's going to be played during this time. There might be some silence. There might be some moments of, damn, man, that's what my people went through. Meanwhile, you're getting ready for Christmas, which has nothing to do with anybody or God. It has nothing to do with Christ. Everybody knows that. Like everybody knows, or at least, you know what? A good number of people know in 2025, at least know that Christ has nothing to do with Christmas, really, for real, for real. If we're being really honest, a lot of people know that this has nothing to do with Christ. It's a money grab. It's a lust-filled holiday. That's all about money, all about lust, and it has nothing to do with family. Nothing. That's another topic for another day. All right. Anyway, I digress, right? So they all had a duty to do, and their duty was to take care of certain things inside of the tabernacle. The curtains, right? The hangings of the courts, the entrance way, the exit way, the instruments. All right. Let's keep going. Verse 26 again. And the hangings of the court, and the hanging for the door of the gate of the court, which is by the tabernacle and by the altar round about, and the cords and all the instruments of the service, and all that is made for them. So shall they serve. 27. At the appointment of Aaron and his sons shall be all the service of the sons of the Gershonites, and all their burdens and all their service. And ye shall appoint unto them and charge all their burdens. 28. This is the service of the families of the sons of Gershon, in the tabernacle of the congregation. And the charge shall be under the hand of Ithamar, the son of Aaron the priest. 29. As for the sons of Merari, thou shalt number them after their families by the house of their fathers. 30. From 30 years old and upward, even unto 50 years old, shalt thou number them. Everyone that entereth into the service, to do the work of the tabernacle of the congregation. So again, it's all repeating itself over and over again to let you know the structure of who is going to be taking what position inside of the tabernacle and even outside of the tabernacle as well. When you read earlier into the chapter, going into chapter 3 up until chapter 4, right? So that's the end of that. We are going to continue this next Saturday, Lord allow, as I said. And of course, if you have any questions or concerns, you know what to do. Type it into the chat. If you have any questions or concerns afterwards, you know that our phone number is on the screen. You know, the 612-524-9544 number. Also, you can check out ISUPK Minnesota link tree, where you can see all of our social medias and our donations attached. Okay, so with that being said, I imagine, which means to stand. All right. Okay. All right. Like you. So I imagine, which means to stand, everyone. Wapani Akudam, which means to face the east. All right. We are going to get into the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. All right. It's the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayat, Shukah, Yahweh, Malakwatka, Taba'ah, Rakazaka, Hayat, Asha, Barakaza, Kawat, Hayat, Bashamayim, Nathanganau, Lakam, Karyawam, Wasalak Nanawa, Kabawatnawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawat Yanawa, Wala'a, Taba'ah Nawa, Wanasayawan, Abal, Hawashina Sulak, Hawashinawa, Mayan, Ra, Kayat, Lakat, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wataparak, La Olamim, Aman, in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever, so be it. Amen. The Kah, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'akashah, the Thanganau, the Kah, La Ra'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Manawak, Makak, La Tahar, Hamakazarian, Makak, Lahaki, Hamathi, Makak, Arakawak, Hatama'ala, the Garshan, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Wada Aman, and in English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness, and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits to cast them out. In the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. Bless Israel. In the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Rakanawa, Wayasha'ala, Wahabayah, Sapari, Barak, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Wada Aman. What we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahushai, bless us in Israel and the school. In the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayanya, Aharyah, Ma'ayan, Yava'ah, Azariah, Ma'ayim, Yahweh, Ashat, Shemayim, Warakaza, Ayathan, Lamawat, Ragalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Ayad, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakakak, Wayarak, Walayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makorah, Yashamar, Aflapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'afka, Wawaka, Mayatha, Wa'ai, Awalam. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help coming from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Adam Yalakah, Alta Karach, Wa Alta Shakwat, Al Kayahana, Awabita, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Amaka, Yarayuma, Sawada, Wayata Yatazawa, out of the Pawanyaka, Amara, Lakawa, Nakapidam, Magoya, Walaaya Sakar, Shamya Sha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawatazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Auyaka, Wariath, Yakawathwa, Ahoya, Adawan, Wayashama Alayam, Mawa'awa, Wa Gariam, Gaman, Sulai, Gabal, Wamawan, Wamalak, Palashat, Amyashabya, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarwai, Labanya the Wax, Salah, Ashalaham, Kamadian, Kasaya Sara'ah, Tayabian, Banakol, Koyaswan, Nashamatwa, Bayan the Aura, Hayawa, Daman, La'aramat, Shatamwa, Nada Yabawa, Kaira, Ukazaba, Katazorbanai, Karnasi Kamwa, Ashar, Amaru, Narashat, Lanawa, Af, Na'awa, Alahayim, Alahayab, Shatamwa, Kagogala, Kakwach, La Panya Ravaka, Ka'as, Kabaria Ira, Wa Kalaba, Talahat, Harim, Khan, Darbatma, Basarika, Wabasu Patka, Talaham, Mala'a, Kanyaham, Kalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shaka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Ayai, Wayakaparwa, Waya Abatwa, Waya Daiwa, Tia Athat, Shaka, Yahawa, Labatka, Al-Yuwan, Al Kaharatazah. Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee are lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off for being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Israelites, the Moab, and the Hagarians, the Baal, and Ammon, and Amalek. The Philistines of the habitants of Tyre, Ashur also joined with them. They have helped the children of Lot, Salah, doing to them as to the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Japhim, as the brook Kison, which perished like Endor. They became as dung for the earth, make the lowers like a rib, and like Zeb, yea, are the princes as a Bob, and as a Munah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession, O my power. Make them like a wheel as a stubble before the wind, as a fire burneth the wood, and as the flames of the mountains are fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. All right. Power structures. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now. To evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. To the evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force the riches into thy sanctuary. To the evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites, and the nations, and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments are our enemies, everlasting gods and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Patakumatazi, gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airwaves, cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of Edomite people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way, or try to stop us to broadcast your words throughout the planet Earth. Let lose all the plagues, cause to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai, Michael, and Gabriel come down with flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us, as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it's the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you always, so be it. All right. All right, Star. Which makes a turn again. Like it. Oh, okay. There you go. All right. Courtesy salute. All right, men of Israel, I imagine. Mashabat, I imagine. Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah Barakatham. Yahweh to your side. Stars and sisters. Men of Israel, I imagine. Mashabat, I imagine. Barak, Yahweh Shemar Alatah Hashem Yahweh Shah. Yahweh to. Class dismissed, all right? Once again, Israel, do not forget tomorrow at sundown, at 7, all right? So we have the Feast of Dedication, also known as the Feast of Hanukkah. And that is tomorrow for 8 days, all right? So join us live tomorrow at 7. With that being said, shalom.